Jai Shishi Guru Gaurangandar Vikagiridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Śrī Rupa No Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Śrī Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Śrī Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai Śrī Svarūpa Damodar Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai Namachay Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sarva Abhishta Pradakta Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Ki Jai Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Ananta Koti Jai Shri Jai Shri Vasanta-pañcamī Ki Jai Jai Shri Saraswati Puja Ki Jai Jai okay, so for these four personalities, it's their appearance day. Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi Ki Jai, Śrī Raghunandana Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Śrī Raghunātha Das Gosvāmī Par Ki Jai, Śrī Viṣṇupriya-devī Ki Jai, Śrī Gaura Shakti Viṣṇupriya-devī Ki Jai, Tadiya Shubha Avirbhav Titi Ki Jai. And now these three personalities, it's their disappearance day. Śrīla Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai, Śrīla Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Shri Krishna Vasanti Ras Lila Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat pranams. Hari Bo, Rukmini Didi and Krishna Mai Didi. And let's see, Kishore Prabhu, Hari Priya Didi, Mahi Bharat Prabhu, Dandavat pranams Prabhu, and Ganga Mataji. Hare Krishna, everybody. All right. So, yeah, I'm on a total marathon trying to get this songbook ready. Already after Mangalarti, I translated 1.5 songs. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to, because we're really running out of time. So I haven't been able to, yeah, I don't actually know what we're going to read today. I just saw, I went to purebhakti.com and I saw one class there by Gurudev. And so we'll start with that and then we'll see how much more. I think he only spoke about 3 of the, because there's so many occasions on this day. So I think he only spoke about 3 or 4. So then we'll just see how much we have, what we can read afterwards, what's remaining, because I don't even know what topics he speaks about in this class. There is a very beautiful, like extremely beautiful description of Vasanta-pañcamī in the book Nectar of Govinda Lila. But I looked at the word count, it is 5,500 words, and then we wouldn't be able to touch on all these personalities. But if you ever have a chance, I highly recommend you read this chapter, Vasanta-pañcamī in Nectar of Govinda Lila. I think it's chapter 4 or something like that. I wish we could read it today. And normally I would do 2 readings today, like one now and one maybe in the evening. But because I'm really crunched on time, yeah, I'm not able to, unfortunately. I'm just looking. Wait. Oh, cool. Rukmini Didi just shared there are various classes of my Gurudev and of her Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Balavatita Goswami Maharaj, on the post on her Facebook group, Vaishnav calendar. Cool. Okay, so I'll check that out afterwards when we finish this. Yeah, I noticed that there's no / Okay, so Hari Bol to say Shri Mataji. And Kishore also mentioned that on Vishura Chaitanya Vani covers all the TTs also. There's all. Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna stop wasting all of your time babbling on and let's begin. Where is it? Okay, so starting with this, a celebration of 4 holy days. Well, there's 7 holy days today. I mean, 7 holy, whatever. Okay. One second, I'm just closing this. There. Okay, let's make this big. Okay, so this class of my Gurudev will cover Vasanta-pañcamī, the appearance day of Viṣṇupriya-devī, the appearance day of Śrī Raghunātha Gosvāmī. Okay. So that will leave 5 remaining. Once we get through these 3, there'll be 5 remaining. Okay. Vasanta-pañcamī. Oh, and this is a class that my Gurudev gave in, dang it. I have it open in this reader view. Okay, let's just see really quick. Looks like a class that he gave in 2002. Yeah, that's what it looks like from the link. Fine, I'll just look at it really quick. This is a class that he gave 17 February 2002. Does it explain where? No, doesn't explain where. Okay. Vasanta-pañcamī. In India, there are many festivals held for the worship of Lord Krishna. There, the year is divided into 6 seasons, each lasting 2 months. Among the 6 seasons, the most glorious is Vasant, spring. The Vasant season is very pleasant, where the weather is neither too hot nor too cold at that time. It's true, right now the weather is just perfect here in Navadvip. An abundance of fragrant flowers like beli, chameli, juhi, and other flowers bloom everywhere. And flowers such as Ratkerani, the night queen, bloom even at night. Rivers like the Ganga and Yamuna are especially clean and pure at that time, looking as though they are simply waiting for Shri Radha and Krishna. And the lands in many places look like yellow carpets because they are full with varieties of yellow flowers. Krishna's garments are also yellow because his most beloved Srimati Radhika has a yellowish golden complexion, and he wants to be always embraced by her. Today is Vasanta-pañcamī, the beginning of the Vasant season, at which time the Ras dance of Krishna was performed in Govardhan, in the village of Parasoli, by the lake known as Chandra Sarovar. There's an extremely beautiful glorification of this Vasant Ras by Śrīla Bhakti Ṭhākura. 2 songs, one is Varaja Vipine and the other is Shatakoti Gopi. Maybe we could sing that at the end of this time. At that time, the gopis were dancing with Krishna for the duration of a night that became billions of years. It became as long as one entire day of Brahma. On that night, the moon stood still, not moving from its best view of the sight of the dancing of Radhika and all her Sakis with Lord Krishna. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it, Rukmini. Okay. Such beautiful pastimes were born from an ocean of rasas, saturated with unlimited happiness. In Sharadiya, the autumn season, the Ras dance was performed in Vrindavan under the shade of the Vangshivat tree in the beginning of Kartik month. All classes of gopis participated in that Sharadiya Ras Yatra, whereas this Govardhan Vasanti Ras, only the highest class of gopis were allowed to participate. In this spring Ras dance, Lord Krishna openly demonstrated the prominence and superiority of Srimati Radhika. This one, Srimati Radhika leaves and Krishna is running in separation from her. We'll see that in the song by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Krishna disappeared in the midst of this Vasanti Ras dance, and all the gopis were bitterly crying, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" The gopis searched for him everywhere, and after some time, they saw him in his four-handed form, standing like a statue. Coming nearer, they said, "Oh, he looks like Krishna, but at the same time, he's not Krishna. Our Krishna is not four-handed. Where is his flute, his peacock feather, and his other apparel gone? He now carries a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower in his four hands." They prayed to him, "We are very attached to Krishna, and we are searching for him. We will die without him. If you are Narayan, then please be merciful and tell us which way he went. Be merciful so that we may find him." Then, after praying in this way, they left and went on their way. When Srimati Radhika was arriving after the other gopis had left that place, the breeze that had just touched her veil carried so much fragrance from her body that it entered the nostril of Krishna, and he thought, "Oh, my beloved is near." And he forgot that he was supposed to maintain his four-handed form, and he could no longer hide his original form. Two hands disappeared at once, entering his body, and his original two-armed form reappeared, with his flute in his hands and his peacock feather atop his head. Rasaramba Vidoniliya Vasanta Kunje. Wait, what's the meter for this? It's annoying when there's no diacritics. Rasaramba Vidoniliya Vasata Kunje Mrigakshi Ganer Drishtam Gopayitum Samuduratiya Yashushtud Darshita Radhaya Pranayasya Hanta Mahima Yasya Shriya Rakshitum Sa Sakhya Pari Prabha Vishnu Napi Harina Nasich Chatur Bahuta. This is from Ujjvala Nilamani by Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, but quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 17:293. At the beginning of the Ras dance, Lord Krishna hid himself in a grove just to have fun. When the gopis came, their eyes resembling those of deer. When the gopis came, their eyes resembling those of deer, by his sharp intelligence, he exhibited his beautiful four-armed form to hide himself. But when Srimati Radharani came there, he could not maintain his four arms. This is the wonderful glory of her love. Haribol Sudevi Didi. When Krishna sees Radhika, his most beloved and the embodiment of all love and affection, he forgets everything else. She is no one other than Krishna. She is Krishna himself, but in the body of Radhika. In this way, Krishna returned to his own form and quickly embraced her. This occurred in Vasanti Ras Lila. In the chapter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita called Rai Ramananda Samvad, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu questioned Sri Rai Ramananda Prabhu. He said, what is our sadhya, perfection, and our sadhan, the process to achieve that perfection? Rai Ramananda replied, beginning from Varnashram Dharma. He told Mahaprabhu, according to the adherents of Varnashram Dharma, to be in family life and pursue Varnashram Dharma, in order to please Krishna, is the best process to please him. Mahaprabhu rejected this and said, in Varnashram, there is no pure relationship between the soul and Krishna. After that, Rai Ramananda suggested, one should offer the fruits of all his activities to the lotus feet of Krishna. But Mahaprabhu rejected this also and said, "This is external. Go further." After that, Rai Ramananda said, "One should take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna." And he quoted a verse from Bhagavad Gita: "Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear." Krishna is saying here, if you take the shelter of my lotus feet, you will be happy forever. People all over the world think that this is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, but Mahaprabhu rejected it as external and therefore not the ultimate goal of life. And he told Rai Ramananda, "Go on, continue further." Rai Ramananda then suggested Karma Gyan Mishra Bhakti. That's Bhakti mixed with Karma Gyan Mishra Bhakti. So that's Bhakti mixed with Gyan and Karma, with the desire to enjoy the fruits of one's actions, and also and also mental speculation. I don't like mental speculation for Gyan, but anyways, whatever. And he uttered the verse, "One who is transcendent." So then Rai Ramananda uttered the verse, "One who is transcendently situated by realizing the impersonal Brahma never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed toward every living entity. He has the opportunity to realize the supreme Brahman and become fully joyful if he attains pure devotional service unto me." That's Bhagavad Gita 1854. Srimad Mahaprabhu rejected both concepts, Karma Mishra Bhakti and Karma Gyan Mishra Bhakti and Brahma Bhuta. I think it's meant to say Karma Mishra Bhakti and Gyan Mishra Bhakti. I think so. Because I think Gyan Mishra Bhakti. Yeah, anyways. Because they are devoid of pure devotion. And after that, Rai Ramananda gradually came to the topic of Prem Bhakti. Then Mahaprabhu replied to this. He said, "This may be the stage of perfection, but please go further." Rai Ramananda then discussed Dasya, Sakhya, and Vatsalya Prem. And Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, very good, but please continue further." In Bhakti Ras, Krishna is not anyone's father or mother. In the understanding of pure bhakti, the Supreme Lord cannot be anyone's father or mother. He may only be a son. What? Okay, yeah. Krishna is not anyone's father or mother. He can only be the son of a father and mother. Okay, sorry. We can serve Krishna in any of four relationships. But if we think he is our father or mother, we cannot serve him, because fathers and mothers cannot serve their children. Sorry, my mind is really distracted. Sorry, because fathers and mothers serve their children. Yeah, not the other way around. Sorry, guys. After hearing about these relationships, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rai Ramananda, he said, "Please speak further." And Rai Ramananda then said, "Gopi Prem is the highest attainment, and among the gopis, Srimati Radhika is the best." When Mahaprabhu asked Rai Ramananda to give an example of a pastime that reveals Radhika's supremacy, Rai Ramananda first gave the example of Sharadiya Raslila. He said, "All the gopis were dancing with Krishna, and it appeared that one gopi danced between each two Krishnas, and one Krishna danced between each two gopis. Billions of gopis were dancing together with Krishna, but all of a sudden he disappeared. Why did he disappear? He did so to please Radhika. He took her with him, and no one knew where he or his beloved had gone." Mahaprabhu then expressed his doubt. Because Krishna met with Radhika after his disappearance from the Ras dance, it seems that he was fearing all the other gopis. If he openly gives up all of the gopis, leaving with Radhika in front of them all, then only will it be shown that the love of Radhika is the highest. Śrī Rai Ramananda then explained about this Vasanti Ras. He said, Krishna was dancing with billions of gopis, and meanwhile, Radhika thought, Krishna always promises, "You are my most beloved." but I see that he is dancing with me and all the other gopis as well. So perhaps we are all equal in his eyes. At that time, Radhika adopted a sulky mood and became somewhat angry. She thus left the ras dance in front of all the other gopis, and Krishna followed her. If Krishna was thinking, if Radhika is not here, then there can be no ras. There can be no meaning to the ras. I am performing Ras Lila only for Radhika. She is my half, my whole, my guru and my servant. She is everything to me. She is my life and soul. In Vasanti Ras, Krishna declared this openly. Mahaprabhu then said, "Oh, this is good." He then questioned and then questioned further. "I want to know about Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva, Prem Tattva, and Ras Tattva from you." When Rai Ramananda began to deeply describe these topics, however, Mahaprabhu stopped him and said, "Don't say any more." When he got to the topic of Prem Vilas Vivarta, right? He said, "Don't say any more. These subject matters are so elevated that there is no limit in this world. There is no one in this world qualified to hear them. If you continue to speak about them, I will at once enter the mood of Krishna, and I'll have to give up this form of Shachinandan Gaur Hari." Rai Ramananda then stopped speaking. For us, today is the observance of the anniversary celebration of that very same Vasanti Ras. And for Krishna, this ras is going on eternally. All of his pastimes are eternally manifest in Goloka Vrindavan. I just noticed Rukmini shared the, thank you. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the comments. Haribol Vidyalala Sadiri. So all of his pastimes are eternally manifest in Goloka Vrindavan, and he also displays them throughout innumerable universes as he appears in one universe after another. Here in Vasanti Ras, Krishna declared openly, "My supermost beloved is Srimati Radhika." There is no difference between Srimati Radhika and Lord Krishna. Krishna manifested Radhika from his left side. If we can make Radhika happy, then Krishna will be happy, and he'll be controlled quite easily. And this is the purpose of our observance of Vasanti Ras. Okay, now the appearance day of Śrīmati Viṣṇupriya-devī. Today is also the appearance day of Viṣṇupriya-devī, the wife, the power, the Shakti, the energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She is one of the manifestations of Srimati Radhika. She is especially a manifestation of Satyabhama, and she is the Supreme Lord's Bhu-Shakti. She had great love and affection for Sri Shachinandan Gaur Hari and was married to him for many years. But Mahaprabhu was always absorbed in Radha's mood, calling out, "Alas, Krishna, alas, Krishna," and he had no time to talk with her. Though they were in one family, in one house, he was always absorbed in the ecstasies of Srimati Radhika. Thus, he was sometimes falling down and rolling on the earth, sometimes crying, and sometimes singing loudly like a mad person. In the stage of love of Godhead, the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord, and he becomes very much attached to a particular name and form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As his heart melts with ecstatic love, he laughs very loudly, or cries or shouts. Sometimes he sings and dances like a madman, for he is indifferent to public opinion. It's a famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 11-40. Haribol Shubhananta Prabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always acting in this way and continually weeping. If he wants to develop love for Krishna, you will have to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and always weep for Krishna. We see that he was weeping throughout his life from the beginning. This increased further when he took sannyas and left everything to go to Jagannath Puri. And it increased still further after he met with Rai Ramananda. Although Viṣṇupriya-devī was married to Mahaprabhu in his family life, he hardly ever spoke with her, especially when he returned from Gaya, where he took a Harinam and Diksha initiation from his Gurudev Śrī Ishwarapuripad. His personality changed at that time, and he was no longer known as Nimai Pandit. Now he became known as Bhavuk Nimai. Nimai, who is always absorbed in his ecstatic moods of Krishna Prem. At this time, however, some of the inhabitants of Navadvip, especially the students and his former teachers in the schools, became somewhat unfavorable towards him and wanted to control him. Mahaprabhu thought, I came to give the supreme medicine for everyone's material disease, but these persons quarrel with me and insult me. I should take sannyas, the renounced order of life, for then they will weep for me. And thus I will immerse the whole world, including Mayavadis like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati, in Krishna Prem. This is one of the reasons Mahaprabhu took sannyas. On the day he decided to take sannyas, Viṣṇupriya-devī went to bathe in the Ganga. While she was on the way there, she accidentally stubbed her toe on a stone, and it was injured and bled. Then, while she was in the midst of bathing there, the nose ring she had received on her marriage day, and which is very auspicious for a wife, fell in the Ganga. Although she searched for it with great endeavor, she could not find it. She began to weep bitterly. Why are all these things happening today? Later, when she returned home, Shachimata asked her, "Oh, my daughter, why are you weeping so?" She replied, "Today I went to bathe in the Ganga. My foot was injured, and I lost the nose ring of my marriage day. I don't know what is to be my fate." Her mother tried to console her. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had previously paid practically no attention to her, that night, after taking some prasadam, he decorated her hair and placed betel nuts in her mouth. That morning, he had gone to visit and meet with all of his associates. He had procured some milk and had also gotten a Loki vegetable from Sridhar, with whom he would always jokingly quarrel. When he returned home in the evening, he told Shachimata, "Mother, please make a Loki preparation from these, adding sugar, ghee, camphor, and other ingredients, and offer it to Krishna." He later honored that prasad, after which he entered the room of Viṣṇupriya-devī like a luxurious person, in royal dress, as one would dress for a wedding ceremony. Then with love and affection, he asked her, "Oh, how are you?" He decorated her, gave her a beautiful garland, placed betel nuts in her mouth, and engaged in loving conversation with her. Viṣṇupriya began thinking, "What am I seeing? What am I seeing? A hurricane light, which burns with kerosene oil, burns brightly when it is just about to be extinguished. It makes the sounds buk buk and then tuk, and then it becomes dark. It's finished. I see now that my fate may be like this. Considering what happened this morning and seeing how he is decorating me so lavishly, giving me betel nuts and saying with flattering words, 'My dear most beloved,' I wonder what is my fate. Why is he doing this?" In the meantime, Yogamaya came and entered Viṣṇupriya's eyes in the form of sleepiness. She did not want to fall asleep, but by the power of Yogamaya, she was forced to do so. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glanced at her once and then stood up to leave home and take sannyas. Without giving up everything in this world, how can one love Lord Krishna totally? If your love and affection is divided between many persons, situations, and objects, how can you love Krishna? We have seen that in India, exalted devotees like Śrī Raghunātha Gosvāmī and Śrī Rupa Gosvāmī, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, quickly gave up their positions, wealth, reputation, father, mother, wife, and children. Weeping for Krishna, they left their homes and took sannyas, not remembering their homes or families at all, and always remembering Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. When Mahaprabhu was coming out of his home, he saw his mother standing like a dried-up statue with no tears in her eyes. She couldn't even think of what to do. Air was coming and going from her nostrils. but she had no external consciousness at all. For Mahaprabhu, by his power of Yogamaya, was controlling her. Mahaprabhu did parikrama of his mother 3 or 4 times, touched her lotus feet, and told her, Mother, I'm going to Mother, I am going to search for my beloved Krishna. Then, in the middle of that cold and dark night, he jumped into the Ganga, calling out, Oh Krishna! And he came out to the other side of the river in Kantak Nagari. And there he went to see Keshav Bhāratī to take sannyas from him. Haribol Vangsiwala Prabhu. After accepting the sannyas order, Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, and from Puri, he returned to Navadvip on the way to Vrindavan. While there, all the residents came from here and there by boats and other conveyances to Śrī Sachinandan Gaur Hari. Even dogs and blind persons came, and Shachimata also came. Yeah, Rukmini Didi mentioned the sannyas place is so far from his home. Yeah, Katwa is very far. Yeah, it's a long distance by Ganga. Everyone was present except Viṣṇupriya. Why was she not allowed to come? This is a symptom of love and affection for Krishna. If you will give up your dearmost object for Krishna, this is a symptom that you have some love and affection for him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught this by his own example, and for this reason, Viṣṇupriya was not there. Everyone else was allowed to come, but she was not. What was she doing? She was weeping continuously. She was more attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu than anyone else was. And she was more detached from worldly things than even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Wow. She's more detached from worldly things than Mahaprabhu himself. She maintained her life by taking some grains of rice, one by one, and then using them as counting beads as she continually chanted, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Every time she completed the utterance of these 16 words, she picked up 1 grain of rice and placed it on a pile. She would wash the rice grains one by one with the water of her tears as she chanted until midday. And then she would cook that rice with some vegetables. She would then give the bhoga to Mother Shachi, who would offer it to her deity, Narayan. After that, she would eat very little of it, remembering the pastimes of Shachi Nandan. Her life was totally absorbed in Lord Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and she chanted Hare Krishna day and night. After some time, Mahaprabhu somehow gave her a deity of himself, made from neem wood, and that deity is being worshipped in Navadvip up to the present day. Viṣṇupriya used to worship that deity, weeping bitterly and talking with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he would also speak to her in the form of that deity. Shachimata also remembered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always. She used to offer him prasadam, and he used to come to her house and eat it. Although she thought his coming was only her imagination or only a vision, but he was bound to come, bound by the love and affection of Shachimata and Viṣṇupriya-devī. If one wants to serve Mahaprabhu or Radha and Krishna, he must be like Viṣṇupriya. She was much more renounced than anyone else, including Mahaprabhu. He was renounced, but not like her. Also, he was always surrounded by so many bhaktas who consoled him, but she had no one to console her. She had none to console her. Today is the appearance day of Viṣṇupriya, who is the embodiment of Prem Bhakti. She is Prem Bhakti. She is Prem Bhakti itself. Śrī Viṣṇupriya-devī ki jai. Question. One of the devotees asked a question. Gurudev, you said Viṣṇupriya-devī is Bhu Shakti. So is she like Lakshmi? Srila Gurudev. No, she is like Satyabhama. Question. But we hear that Navadvip Dham is non-different from Braj. Srila Gurudev. Yes. Question. So how can Satyabhama be in Braj Leela? Gurudev. Radhika has come as Gadadhar Pandit, and Sri Swarup Damodar and Sri Rai Ramananda have come as Lalita and Vishaka. The associates of Nrsimhadev, Ramachandra, and all other incarnations have also come to Navadvip, because Shachinandan Gaur Hari includes all incarnations. All incarnations are within him. So Satyabhama may also come to Navadvip Leela and have the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And question, is this also true in Shvetadvip, Navadvip and Goloka Vrindavan? Srila Gurudev. Yes, they all can be there also. Everything exists in Krishna, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra, Viruddha Dharmam Tasmin Achitram. All mutually contradictory characteristics exist harmoniously in Lord Krishna's pastimes. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Question. So we worship Viṣṇupriya-devī and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the path of Archan, following the principles of Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam in a regulative way. In awe and reverence, we worship Mahaprabhu with Viṣṇupriya in awe and reverence. Srila Gurudev. Yes, one serves Viṣṇupriya-devī and Mahaprabhu in Archan Marg, and he serves Gaur Gadadhar in Bhav Marg. That is hearing, chanting, etc. in spontaneous love, following in the footsteps of the gopis. Okay, and so now that was Gurudev's glorification of Viṣṇupriya-devī, and now the appearance day of Śrīla Raghunātha Das Gosvāmī. Today is also the appearance day of Śrīla Raghunātha Das Gosvāmī. If you want to become pure devotees, you will have to follow Śrīla Raghunātha Das Gosvāmī. You want to follow, but you are weak. As Śrīla Gaur Govinda Mahārāja says, Mr. Dog, Mr. Hog, Mr. Pig. Have you heard in Śrīla Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj's classes? What is it? Premdi, you hog. Yeah. And some are like camels, tigers, or bears. We must try to follow Śrīla Raghunātha Das Gosvāmī. He was very wealthy, and he was situated in a high position, but he left everything for Krishna and continually cried, "O Krishna, O Shachinandan Gaur Hari." By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, he quickly received the shelter of Mahaprabhu, hardly eating anything, but somehow maintained his life. He went to Vrindavan, hardly eating anything, but somehow maintaining his life. He went to Vrindavan after Mahaprabhu departed and lived at Radhakund. Without the mercy of the Guru, you cannot have love and affection for Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Guru Kripa, Guru's mercy, is essential, and Guru Nishta, having firm faith in Shri Guru, is the backbone of all kinds of bhakti. When Śrīla Raghunātha Das Gosvāmī received the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, all his problems and obstacles quickly disappeared, and he was able to leave home to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Performance of bhajan in one's house, while still living with one's father, mother, wife, and husband, is one kind of bhajan. But that kind of bhajan cannot give the fruit of love and affection for Krishna. One day, you will have to thoroughly give this up. The first symptom of real bhakti achieved by the austerities of chanting and remembering Krishna is causeless knowledge and detachment from this world. You will surely become renounced, whether you are in worldly life or in the renounced order. Yeah, so you can still become a renunciate even while still being a grahastha. If you are chanting seriously and perfectly, renunciation is bound to come. We have heard that when Guru Nanak was young, his father told him, "Go to the market and bring back the ingredients we need to sell at our shop." On the way to the market, he came upon many Vaishnavas and sadhus. Seeing that there was no management of prasadam for them, he quickly went to the market and bought all the paraphernalia needed to make a festival for them. And for that purpose, he spent all his father's money. He later returned home empty-handed, and his father asked, "Where are all the ingredients I told you to buy? The rice, dal, ghee, and other things?" Guru Nanak replied, "I did the shopping, but I have given all the goods for the service of Vaishnavas. In this way, I've done some very good shopping for my future life and for the benefit of my whole dynasty." He had so much strong belief in Krishna. He knew that if one serves Krishna, Krishna will give him everything he needs. We do not have this same belief, and therefore it is even very hard for us to give a penny. Some persons can give some of their wealth, but he gave everything. Because Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami was chanting and remembering Krishna, having been spiritually brought up by Śrīla Haridas Thakur and initiated by Śrī Raghunandana, some good effect was bound to come. He became detached from the world, and he considered Krishna to be his father, his mother, and his everything. All tattvas came in his heart, and he quickly left his home and beautiful wife. He was the only son of his father, who was as wealthy as a king, and his wife was as beautiful as Miss Universe. It would have been very hard for an ordinary person to give up such luxuries. After leaving home, Raghunath Das did not travel on the main road. He went on the village route, not eating anything except some puffed rice and some milk. And a journey of 1 month passed quickly in 12 days. Yeah, the journey that would usually take 1 month, he managed to get there in 12 days. At that time, there were no trains or cars, but he ran quickly without taking any time to bathe. When he came in Jagannath Puri, he did not go to see Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. He came directly to the assembly of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was surrounded by many associates like Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda. Someone told Mahaprabhu, "Raghunath has come." And Mahaprabhu quickly embraced him and said, "O Raghunath, you have just come from the ditch of stool." Sometime before, Mahaprabhu had told him to return home. But now, he said, all worldly life is like stool, and Krishna is so merciful that he delivered you, and you have come out from that house. Mahaprabhu then placed him in the hands of Sri Swarup Damodar, and Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami thus began a transcendental life, always hearing from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Swarup Damodar, Śrīla Rupa Goswami, Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, Śrī Vakreshwar Pandit, Śrī Gopal Guru, and Śrīla Haridas Thakur. The life history of Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami is one of the jewels in Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita. And moreover, much of what Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he had heard from the lotus mouth of Raghunath Das Goswami. Try to remember his life and character. If you do, a power will enter within you, and you will be able to become a devotee like him, whether you are in worldly life or renounced life. Try to be like him. We cannot be like him without help, and therefore we pray to Nityananda Prabhu to help us. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Jai Vasanti Ras ki Jai, Śrī Viṣṇupriya-devī ki Jai, Śrī Raghunath Das Goswami Par ki Jai. All right, so now we will, let's read about Raghunandana Ṭhākura. That's such a sweet story. 1 second. I'm just opening up Śrī Chaitanya and his associates. Raghunandana Ṭhākura. How much more time do we have? It's 7:46. Okay, so we still have 45 minutes to read. That's an okay amount of time. Where is it? Wait. Raghunandana. There. Śrīla Raghunandana Ṭhākura. Okay, so this is from Śrīla Bhakti Vallabha Goswami Mahārāja's book, Śrī Chaitanya and his Associates. Vyuhastritya pradyumna priya narma sako bhavat chakre lila sahayam yo radha madhavayor vraje Śrī Chaitanya Advaita Tanu sa eva Raghunandana. So this is Gorgonadashtipika, verse number 70. The third member of the Chaturvyuha, Pradumna, took part in Radha Madhav's Lila in Vraj as Krishna's intimate friends are Priyanarmasaka. Interesting. I wonder which Priyanarmasaka he was. He has now appeared as Raghunandan, whose body is not different from that of Sri Chaitanya. Raghunandan's father, Mukunda Das. Raghunandan was born into a family of physicians in the Shaka year 1432, which is 1511 AD. His father's name was Mukunda Das. His mother's name is unknown. Mukunda Das was Narahari Sarkar Thakur's older brother. In the 15th chapter of the Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is clearly said that Mukunda Das was a physician to the king. Here's from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 15:120. It says, externally, he appears to be entangled in government service as a physician to the king, but in his inner life, he is filled with divine love. Who can know the extent of his love? Once, when Mukunda Das was engaged in treating the king, he saw a peacock feather and fainted. This incident is also described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that same chapter 15, verse 121. On the Burdwan Katwa rail line, Shripat Shrikhanda station comes first, and then the Shrikhanda. Yeah, place is really beautiful place. I've been there a few times. Mukunda Das's home is about 1 mile from the Shrikhanda station. Raghunandana Ṭhākura took birth on the Vasanta-pañcamī day. His uncle Narahari took a great deal of interest in raising Raghunandan, for whom he had much affection. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu indicated that one's seniority depends on the depth of devotion. By telling Mukunda Das's son to be really his father. The three most important devotees from Shrikhanda were Mukunda Das, Raghunandan, and Narahari. Mahaprabhu asked Mukunda Das, are you Raghunandan's father and he your son? Or is he your father and you his son? Tell me so that I can put my doubts to rest. Mukunda answered, Raghunandan is my father and I am his son. Rest assured. Whatever devotion we have comes from him. Therefore, I see him as my father. When he heard Mukunda Das's answer, Mahaprabhu was thrilled and said, he from whom we imbibe devotion should always be considered our senior. That's also from the same chapter, Madhya Lila 15, verses 112 to 117. Raghunandan and the Gopinath Diti. Oh, Haribol Champak Mataji. Sorry, I didn't notice you before. Okay. Raghunandan and the Gopinath Diti. Mahaprabhu gave Raghunandan the service of deity worship. He constantly engaged in the service of Sri Krishna. He had no other intentions. That's also same chapter, verse 131. From his early childhood, Raghunandan Ṭhākura would feed the family's Gopinath Diti ladus. Uddhav Das has written a song in which this Leela is described. Sometime I want to translate that song. I mean, like transcribe it so that we could sing it together, because it's in this Bengali book here. There's a very beautiful recording of Suman Bhattacharya. He sings it in a very beautiful melody. Anyways. Mukunda Das lived in the village of Shrikhanda with his household. This is a song by Uddhav Das. So Mukunda Das, the translation. Mukunda Das lived in the village of Shrikhanda with his household deity Gopinath. One day he had to go somewhere for work, and he called Raghunandan to do the service. He said, in this house, we worship Krishna, so I want you to be sure to give him something to eat. And then he left. Raghunandan did as his father had ordered and made the offering to the deity. Raghunandan was just a child, and in his simplicity, he said to Gopinath, "Eat, eat." Krishna is controlled by love, and so he did as the child told him and ate everything on the plate without leaving a grain of rice. When Mukunda Das returned, he asked the boy to bring the prasad from the offering he made. The child answered, "Father, he ate everything and left no remnants." Mukunda was so astonished at his child's wondrous words that he asked him to make another offering. This time, after he left the house, he returned and hid to watch what his son did. Raghunandan joyfully placed a laddu in Krishna's hand and said in a commanding voice, "Eat, eat." When Krishna had eaten half of the laddu, Mukunda Das came in the doorway. Mukunda saw that Krishna did not take another bite and that the half-eaten laddu remained in his hands. This caused him to be filled with love. He embraced his child as tears of joy rained from his eyes and spoke to him in a broken voice. To this day, fortunate people come to Śrī Khanda to see the half-eaten laddu in Gopinath's hand. Raghunandan is non-different from Cupid himself, says Uddhav Das with great feeling. Okay, so that's the end of that song. Now this is a quote from Bhakti Ratnakar, chapter 9, verse 525. All the Mahantas felt fascinated to see the Gopinath deity whom Raghunandan had fed laddus. Okay. Other miraculous events. Narahari Sarkar Ṭhākura gave honey to Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu from the pond right next to his home. This pond became known as Madhu Pushkarini. The legend is told that a kadamba tree, which grew right next to this pond, always had 2 flowers blooming regardless of the season by Raghunandan's miraculous powers. Every single day, there'd be 2 flowers for him to offer, no matter what time of the year it is. According to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhan, another miraculous event took place in Raghunandan's life. One day, Abhiram Thakur came to Śrī Khanda and paid his obeisances to Raghunandan. Then he embraced him and melted with feelings of prem. Raghunandan started to dance and sing kirtan, and while doing so, one of his ankle bells slipped from his foot and went flying off, landing 4 miles away in Akaihat, near his disciple Krishnadasa's house. Later, in order to commemorate the event, a tank was excavated in that village and given the name Nupurkund. That's a long distance. Must have really kicked that ankle bell off very hard for it to go 4 miles away. Okay, Mahaprabhu, the father of Sankirtan, gave his adopted son Raghunandan Ṭhākura the authority to offer the garland on the day before the Sankirtan Yajna, the Adivaste, and to make the final offering at the Yajna's end. Raghunandan Ṭhākura accompanied the Bengali devotees to Puri every year during Chaturmasya. He would dance with his uncle Narahari at the Rathayatra festival in the group formed by the residents of Śrī Khanda. He participated in the Keturi festival organized by Narottam Das Thakur and also at Gadadhar Das's festival in Katwa, and at the commemorative festival for Narahari Sarkar Thakur in Śrī Khanda. Now here's a quote from Bhakti Ratnakar, chapter 9, verse 660. Some people said, anyone who is dear to Raghunandan will win Mahaprabhu's mercy for life after life. Others said, Raghunandan is so merciful that he gives life to the humblest and fallen. Some said, what humility! There is no one who is his equal. And others said, he is as beautiful as Cupid himself. Śrīla Raghunandana Ṭhākura had great affection for Srinivasacharya. Prior to his disappearance, he consoled Srinivasacharya that despite the difficult times, he would be able to spread Vaishnavism in the future. And so here's a quote from where? From Bhakti Ratnakara, chapter 13, verses 174 to 179. This is what we're reading. A difficult time is come. This is Raghunandan speaking to Srinivasacharya, I mean. A difficult time is coming in which people will succumb to various doubts. Narahari Prabhu wrote in Shri Krishna Bhajanamrita, Krishna Chaitanya Chandrena Nityananda Sangrite Avatare Kalavasmin Vaishnava Sarva Evahi Bhavishyanti Sadodvigna Kale Kale Dine Dine Praya Sandigda Hridaya Uttametara Madhyama. That's verse 3 and 4 of Shri Krishna Bhajanamrita. And the translation of that is, once our Lord Krishna Chaitanya and his companion Nityananda once they have completed their pastimes in the material world, the Vaishnavas in this age of Kali will become more anxious with every passing day. Whether very advanced, somewhat advanced, or neophyte, their hearts will nearly always be filled with doubt. But don't let this worry you. Lord Gauranga will accomplish many great works through you. This is Raghunandan talking again after saying that verse. He said, don't let this worry you, Srinivasacharya. Lord Gauranga will accomplish many great works through you. I bless you that you remain long on this earth and that you and your followers protect our Lord's religion. Those who are opposed to devotion of Krishna will become devotees by your influence, and they will take shelter of you. Okay, so that was from Bhakti Ratnakara. Raghunandan Ṭhākura bequeathed the service of his Gaur Gopal deity to his son Kanai Ṭhākura, and then left this world on the 4th day of the waxing moon, Shukla Chaturthi, in the month of Shravan. Kanai Ṭhākura gave a feast as part of his father's last rites. Now here's a quote from Bhakti Ratnakara, chapter 13, 183 to 184. Raghunandan slowly became hidden to mortal eyes while repeating the names of Sri Krishna Chaitanya again and again. How glorious is that day of Shravan Shukla Chaturthi! Will anyone not sing the glories of Raghunandan Ṭhākura? Okay, so there was Raghunandan Ṭhākura, and now Śrī Viṣṇupriya-devī Ṭhākura. There's we could read about Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura from Madhurya Kadambini, my Guru would always. Yeah, let's read from that. Or maybe we can read from this. Let's see. Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura. Okay, let's just read from this since we're already here. We can read. Okay. Okay, so Śrīla Viṣṇupriya-devī Cakravartī Ṭhākura. It's Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Tirtha Goswāmī Maharaj. Bhakti Ballabha Prabhu, where is that reference? Like, what reference did they give for that? Okay. Vishvasya Natarupo so Bhakti Vartma Pradarshanat Bhakta Chakre. That's supposed to be Chakre, I think. Varti Tattvat Cakravartyākhyaya Bhavat. Because he revealed the path of devotion, he is considered to be identical with the Lord of the universe, Viśvanātha. And because he was prominent in the circle of Vaishnavas, he held the title Cakravartī. Viśvanātha's birth and disciplic succession. Viśvanātha took birth in a family of Radhiya Brahmins in the village of Devagram in the Nadia district in about 1560 of the Shaka era. That's 1639 AD. Some others suggest 1576, or that's 1655 AD, as the year of his birth. The Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhan identifies his father as Ram Narayan Cakravartī. His mother's name is unknown. He had two older brothers, Ramabhadra and Raghunath. His spiritual master was Radharaman Cakravartī, a disciple of Krishna Charan Cakravartī. Krishna Charan Cakravartī was a disciple and, according to some, adopted son of Ganga Narayan Cakravartī. Viśvanātha Cakravartī has summarized his Guru Parampara at the beginning of Raspanchadhyaya section of his Sarartha-darshini commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Śrī Ramakrishna Ganga Charanan Natva Gurun Uru Premna Śrīla Narottamanatta Śrī Gauranga Prabhum Nomi. Okay, thanks. In this verse, Radharaman Chakravarti's name is abbreviated as Ram, Krishna Charan's name is as Krishna, and Ganga Narayan's name as Ganga. The word Natha refers to the guru of Narottam Ṭhākura, Lokanath Gosvāmī, whose guru was Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Thus, the entire disciplic succession of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has been given in this one single verse. Vishwanath's studies and writings. After completing his studies of grammar in Devagram, Vishwanath Chakravarti went to Syedabad in the Murshidabad district to study devotional scriptures from his guru. According to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhan, he was married. Although he was married according to the rites, he never showed the slightest attachment for family life. It is said that before he left home, he taught his wife the Bhagavat, giving her a taste for its nectar, and instructed her to devote herself to the worship of the Lord. Śrīla Viṣṇupriya-devī Chakravarti Thakur followed the example of the Gosvāmis and went to live in Vrindavan, where he could dedicate himself to the devotional life. As a result of his commitment to following the orders of his spiritual master, he received many blessings from him. Oh, just one thing about Devagram, I think Radesh Prabhu, he managed to find that place. It took like a whole day and nobody knew where it was, but then he managed to track it down. Okay, sorry about that. So he went to Vrindavan to completely dedicate himself to devotional life. And as a result of his commitment to following the orders of his spiritual master, he received many blessings from him. These blessings took shape in his good fortune to be able to live in various spots in Vrajdam and write a great number of books on Gaudiya Vaishnava subjects, which are considered to be a great treasure by those in the Sampradaya. All his books and his commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavat are written in Sanskrit, which is clear in Sanskrit, which is clear and simple, but at the same time full of the nectar of devotion. In the Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Math edition of the Bhagavad Gita, some remarks have been made about Vishwanath Chakravarti under the heading A Description of the Commentary. These comments have been reproduced here. Cakravartī Thakur has an important place in Gaudiya Vaishnava history as the guardian and chief teacher of the middle period between the life of Mahaprabhu and his associates and the modern period. He's in the middle between the life of Mahaprabhu and his associates and the modern period. Amongst Vaishnavas of our day, a saying has been preserved about the three of his works. Kiran Bindu Kana e tin niye Vaishnav Pana. Kiran Bindu Kana e tin niye Vaishnav Pana. Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad's resumes of Rupa Goswami's Ujjvala Nilamani, that's Ujjvala Nilamani Kiran, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, and Lagu Bhagavatamrita, which is Bhagavatamrita Kana, are the source of transcendental joy for the Vaishnavas. Studying them makes one a Vaishnav. After the disappearance of Mahaprabhu's Vrindavan associates, after the disappearance of Mahaprabhu's Vrindavan associates of Srinivasacharya, Narottam Thakur, and Shyamananda Prabhu, those three preserved the pure devotional stream and expanded the movement in Bengal. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is the fourth descendant of the disciplic line from Narottam Thakur. Few acharyas of the Gaudiya Vaishnava school have produced such works in Sanskrit such as he. Besides producing a large corpus of books, Cakravartī Thakur also made other major contributions related to preaching and kirtan. Rupa Kaviraj, who was excommunicated from Vaishnava society, was the founder of an Upasampradaya, the Ati Badi, which taught that only renunciants were eligible to act as acharya, and that all householders are disqualified. He preached a distorted doctrine of Raganuga Bhakti by completely negating the value of Vidhimarg and by minimizing the importance of hearing and chanting. He gave more prominence on Smaran. To the benefit of the general public, Vishwanath Chakravartī Thakur has argued against this doctrine in the Sarartha Darshini commentary on the 3rd canto of the Bhagavat. Rupa Kaviraj holds that no householder can take the Gosvāmī title. Vishwanath Chakravartī Thakur counters this proposition by stating, on the basis of scripture, that any member of a dynasty of gurus who has the proper qualification is entitled to be called a Gosvāmī, that is, he can do the work of a guru or acharya. However, to call one's unworthy children Gosvāmī simply for the purpose of accumulating wealth and disciples is opposed to the scriptural conclusions and is to be considered unlawful, even if the children are born in a family with a tradition of acting gurus. Vishwanath Chakravartī Thakur wrote Bengali songs under the pen name of Hari Vallabha Das. There's a really amazing book called Kshananda Gita Chintamani, I think it's called. No, what is it called? No, I forgot. But anyways, it's all, it's a really neat book. Some people say that his name was given to him, that this name, Hari Vallabha Das, was given to him when he took the dress of a renunciate. In all respects, Vishwanath Chakravartī Thakur is worthy of superlatives, whether in his scholarship, his expertise in philosophical conclusions, his knowledge of the Vaishnava scriptures, or his poetic talent. It is said of Vishwanath Chakravartī Pad that at the place where he wrote the Bhagavat, even if it rained, the water would not wet the leaves on which he wrote. Thus, the ink did not run, and the text remained intact. The following is a list of the books written by Vishwanath Chakravartī Thakur. 1. Brajariti Chintamani. 2. Chamatkar Chandrika. 3. Prem Samputam. 4. Gitavali. 5. The Subodhini commentary to Alankar Kostuba. 6. Ananda Chandrika commentary on Ujjvala Nilamani. 7. A commentary on Gopal Tapani Upanishad. 8. Śrī Krishna Bhavanamritam Mahakavyam. 9. The Bhagavatamrita Kana. 10. Ujjvala Nilamani Kiran Lesh. 11. Bhakti Rasamita Sindhu Bindu. 12. Ragavartma Chandrika. 13. Aishwarya Kadambini, which appears to have been a lust. 14. Madhurya Kadambini. 15. Bhakti Sar Pradarshini, a commentary on Bhakti Rasamita Sindhu. 16. A commentary on Dan Keli Komudi. 17. A commentary on the Lalit Madhav. 18. An incomplete commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita. 19. A commentary on the Brahma Samhita. 20. Sarartha Varshini, a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. And 21. Sarartha Darshini, a commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam. He also wrote a number of small works, which have been brought together in a collection known as Stavamrita Lahari. I'm not going to say the numbers, I'm just going to say so Guru Tattvashtakam, interesting, it's called Guru Tattvashtakam, then instead of Guru Ashtakam. Then Mantra Datri Gurur Ashtakam, Param Gurur Ashtakam, Paratpar Gurur Ashtakam, Param Paratpar Gurur Ashtakam, Śrī Lokanatashtakam, Śrī Narthamashtak, Śrī Shachinandanashtak, Śrī Svarūpa Charitamritam, Swapna Vilasamritam. I just translated this recently. Swapna Vilasamritam. Śrī Gopal Devashtakam, Śrī Madan Mohanashtakam, Śrī Govindashtakam, Śrī Gopinathashtakam, Śrī Gokulanandashtakam, Swayam Bhagavarashtakam, Śrī Radhakundashtakam, Jagan Mohanashtakam, Anuragavalli, Śrī Vrindadevi Ashtakam, Śrī Vrindavanashtakam, Śrī Radhika Dhyanamritam, Śrī Rupa Chintamani, Śrī Nandishvarashtakam, Śrī Govardhanashtakam, Śrī Sankalpa Kalpadruma, Śrī Nikunja Virudavali, Śrī Surata Kathamritam, and Śrī Shamakundashtakam. Viśvanātha's student Baladev. When Vishwanath Chakravartī Ṭhākura was old and hampered in his ability to travel, the acharyas of the Ramanuja Sampradaya in the Gulta village of Jaipur attempted to convert the king of Jaipur to their school by accusing that the Gaudiyas did not have a tie to any one of the 4 disciplic successions. They advised the king of Jaipur to take initiation from someone in the Ramanuja line. The king was confused by their arguments and asked Vishwanath Chakravartī Ṭhākura, who is the most prominent acharya of the Gaudiya school at that time, to come to Jaipur and answer the questions posed by the Ramanuja group. Due to his advanced age, Vishwanath Chakravartī Ṭhākura was unable to go. But in his stead, he sent his student of Bhagavat, Baladev Vijayabhushan, to defend the line. Krishnadev, a disciple of Vishwanath Chakravartī Ṭhākura, accompanied Baladev Vijayabhushan. Sundar Gopal Prabhu has, he's been doing a ton of research on Baladev Vijayabhushan, Vishwanath Chakravartī Ṭhākura, and especially this Krishnadev. He has lots of interesting things to say about this time period, especially in Gaudiya. One of the arguments of the Ramanujis was that the Gaudiya school had no commentary of its own on the Vedanta and hence could not be accepted as the authentic lineage. Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu asked the accusers for some time, 7 days according to some, 3 months according to others, to write a Gaudiya commentary on Vedanta. He was given the time, and then he went to the Govinda temple and prayed to his guru and to the Lord to give him the power to write such a commentary. Govindaji's garland fell from around his neck, and the pujaris placed it on Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu's chest. With the Guru's, Vaishnav's, and Lord's blessings, even the impossible becomes possible. Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu undertook the writing of comments on the 500 sutras of the Brahma Sutra with the subtle aspects of the divine aesthetics revealed in the pure devotional line of Gaudiya Vaishnava thought, completing it in the limited time given him. When he went to Gulta, the scholars of the other sampradayas were astonished to hear his commentary, which has the highest divine sentiment. Because Govindaji himself had ordered its writing, the commentary became known as the Govinda Bhashya. It was after completing this commentary that Baladev received the Vidyabhushan title. Vishwanath Chakravartī Ṭhākura established the service of Gokulananda that still stands in the Gokulanandaji temple in Vrindavan. He left this world in Radhakund in around 1630 of the Shaka era, that's 1709 AD. The Tithi was either the Shukla or Krishna-pañcamī of the month of Magh. Interesting, it says Shukla or Krishna-pañcamī. Anyways, okay, so now that was Vishwanath Chakravartī Ṭhākura. How much time do we have? We have 15 minutes left. Maybe now we can read about Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. It's also Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, but I think it's good if we. Well, let's see on Vishuddha Chaitanya Vani. VC Vani. Let's see how long the thing is. Maybe we could read a little bit about Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi also. Okay, there's Raghunath Das Goswami, Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. 1 second. Okay, let's read about Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Yeah, because we only have 15 minutes. That's not much time. So yeah, you can all, and on your own, if you ever get a chance, you can read. Oops. Let me put this into the reader though. We won't be able to read all of this because I think it's quite long, but we'll just skip to around. Just waiting for it to load. Why is it taking so long to load? Yeah, Vishuddha Chaitanya Vani website, it's not very favorable for these different reader applications, I've noticed. Doesn't even work on some, actually. Anyhow, while that's loading, maybe we can read about Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi then. Actually, it might be already here. Let me just go back to the reading list. Oh, it's right here already. Sorry. Okay. February 14th, 2024 is a disappearance day of Srimad Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja, a dear disciple of Śrīla Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Ṭhākura. The following is a Bhava Anuvad of the Katha given by Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja on his disappearance tithi on February 2nd, 2014 and February 1st, 2017. Today is a disappearance day of my Shiksha Guru, Tridandi Swami Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja, a jewel-like disciple of Śrīla Prabhupada, who is especially empowered by Mahaprabhu. Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja was a senior sannyas disciple of Śrīla Prabhupada and a very good preacher with a wonderful character. Before joining the Math permanently, he was working as the secretariat, and he would spend his holidays at the Math on Ultadanga Road. He stayed on the first floor. During one such visit, he was returning to his room when he heard Śrīla Prabhupada ask about him. There was that boy. I don't see him anymore. But I recall how he used to hear Katha very carefully. Then he heard someone reply, he has left to get married. Śrīla Prabhupada asked, nobody could make him stay back? Then Mahārāja, who was climbing the stairs, appeared in front of Śrīla Prabhupada and said, I have returned. And Śrīla Prabhupada asked, you came back? To which he affirmed, yes, I have come back. After this incident, he never left the Math, nor did he get married. Once, even though it was raining outside in Mayapur, he took the initiative to clean the vessels while getting drenched in the rain. When Śrīla Prabhupada observed this, feeling he had the appropriate qualification to accept sannyas, he told him it would be good for him to take sannyas. He had a very tall figure. When he performed Nagar Sankirtan, he would attract many people. Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja had a broad face, and he did very nice kirtan. Being absorbed in kirtan, he would lift his hands up. He preached extensively. His katha was always very sweet. Once while preaching in Dhaka, several people opposed him, as there was a strong Sahaja influence there. Nobody was prepared to even rent out a building for the Gaudiya Math. Nevertheless, Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja spoke katha in Dhaka for a month, and many attended his programs. He resolved to acquire land in Dhaka for the Gaudiya Math from the municipality there. Land could easily be obtained with the help of a letter from the commissioner granting permission. However, because of the prevailing opposition to the Gaudiya Math, no Hindu was willing to give their recommendation. In the end, a Muslim commissioner recommended him, and hence a large math was established in Dhaka. Some brahmacharis from that Dhaka Gaudiya Math messaged me regarding the Kirtan app a little while ago. Mahārāja carried out so much preaching there. Once there was an exhibition in which the story of Chota Haridas was depicted. There was also a picture depicting people collecting money from pilgrims in exchange for darshan of the deity in a temple. These types of people were also depicted using shaligrams to break groundnuts for eating. Whereas this exhibition was largely opposed in Kolkata, the people of Dhaka very much appreciated it. Śrīla Bhāratī Mahārāja made another math in Swargadwar by the name of Gaudiya Asan. He later handed the mat over to Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj, whose sevaks are taking care of it now. He also handed over his Kolkata mat to Śrīla Svarūpa Siddhanti Maharaj. Yeah, that Gaudiya, that mat in Puri is so beautiful. Every inch of the mat everywhere is filled with beautiful paintings and verses everywhere. And the whole place is just a piece of art. That one. Okay, so wow, that was very short. I guess, yeah. And let's see. Okay, so then we do have time to read about Raghunatha, sorry, about Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. I guess there's nothing about what's his name? Bhakti Parvata. Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Goswami Maharaj. Okay. Okay, let's see this. This is also from Śrīla Bhāratī Maharaj, from Vasanta-pañcamī. This is from a class that he gave on February 1st, 2017. Additionally, today is the disappearance day of Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura, Śrīmad Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Goswami Maharaj, and Śrīmad Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Goswami Maharaj. It is also the annual festival of Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Math in Tejpur, Assam. Even if I limit myself to speak only 10 minutes on each person, it will take a lot of time. Saraswati Puja. I'm just going to skip around and read from different parts of this article. There are two types of Saraswati, Vidya Saraswati and Shuddha Saraswati. Vidya Saraswati is worshipped by materialists, upon whom she bestows material education, by which they remain attracted to the material world, whereas Shuddha Saraswati takes us transcendentalists towards the Lord. How can we understand this? All the scholars were intimidated when Digvijay Keshav Kashmiri Pandit, the undefeated champion of learning, arrived after triumphing over the entire country. They began to fret. What can we possibly utter in his staggering presence? When Digvijay Pandit approached them in search of a worthy opponent, they all unanimously recommended the name of Nimai Pandit, the teacher of Sanskrit grammar. When Digvijay Pandit approached Nimai, he said, I have heard that you teach Kalapa Vyakaran. Nimai Pandit humbly responded, I only act as if I am teaching. Factually, I cannot teach properly, because when the students inquire, I am incapable of clarifying their doubts adequately. Then Digvijay Pandit quipped, so you won't be able to understand Alankara Shastra. Nimai prompted, I don't understand it, but I have heard of it. But I'm desirous of hearing from you the glories of Ganga. Kindly oblige. Like a cyclone, the Digvijay Pandit instantly composed many shlokas in glorification of Ganga. When he was done reciting, Nimai chose a shloka from the middle of his composition and asked him to consider the faults and qualities of that particular shloka. The Digvijay Pandit affirmed, there are no faults in my composition, only qualities. You would not understand it anyway. Nimai said, well, this is the reason behind my inquiry. Then Nimai Pandit pointed out a fault in his presentation where Digvijay Pandit had composed the term Bhavani Bharatu. Nimai explains the word Bhavani in itself implies the wife of Shiva. However, by adding Bharatur, it implies another husband of Bhavani. That is when it dawned upon Digvijay Pandit that he had met his match. Being unable to counter Nimai's critique, he became very anxious. Nimai encouraged him, at least mention the qualities of this shloka. Rendered utterly speechless, Digvijay Pandit could not do even that. Nimai then said, go today, read the scriptures again, and we can discuss tomorrow. But Digvijay Pandit was not able to rest at all that night. In a state of panic, he prayed to Saraswati Devi, "I've conquered the whole of India, but I have lost to a mere child today. Oh Devi, I must have surely committed some offense." Saraswati Devi replied, "It was not an offense. I am Vidya Saraswati. I can defeat the material world. But that boy is my husband. In front of him, I cannot speak. But you are so fortunate. The benefit of education is not in defeating others. Rather, it is rendering devotional service unto Krishna's lotus feet. You are fortunate that you have received his darshan." In the first verse of Śrī Shikshashtak, there is a phrase, Vidya Vadu Jivanam. In order to make fools like us understand, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur, while elaborately explaining the first verse of Shikshashtakam, delineated Vidya Vadu Jivana as Vishuddha Vidya Vadu Jivana Rupa in that song. That means the life and the bride of transcendental knowledge. The life of the bride of transcendental knowledge. Notice that he used the prefix Vishuddha while mentioning Vidya, indicating Shuddha Saraswati. So it is clear that there are two types of Saraswati. Jai Saraswati Puja Ki Jai. All right, and now we will end with Srila Bharatīji Mahārāja's glorification of Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. Cool, I think we managed to speak about everything then. Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. In Gaur Lila, Vrishabhanu Mahārāja appeared as Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi and Srimati Radharani appeared as Śrī Gadadhar Pandit. Once Mukunda said to Gadadhar Pandit, "Today I will take you to meet a wonderful Vaishnava," as he took Gadadhar Pandit to meet Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. As they arrived, Gadadhar Pandit was bewildered to find Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi reclining comfortably on an ornate bed, its legs carved out of special ingoli wood, holding a mattress as soft as milk. His eyes fell on the golden spittoons next to the bed. His eyes fell on the golden spittoons next to the bed. Those who did not know him would consider him to be a prince. Those who did not know him would consider him to be a prince, as everything about him and around him gave the impression that he was a man of an easy and comfortable life given to pleasure. Immediately, a doubt arose in the mind of Gadadhar Pandit. How can one be a Vaishnava if he is enjoying such opulent facilities? Perceiving the doubt in Gadadhar Pandit's mind, Mukunda quoted a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, verse 23. Aho bhakiyam stanakala kutam jighang sayapayayad appasadvi lebhe gatim datruchitam tatonyam kang vadayalom sharanam vrajema. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he, who granted the poison of mother to a she-demon Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. As soon as Vidyānidhi heard this description of devotional service, he began to weep incessantly. An unprecedented flow of tears from his eyes appeared. All the symptoms of ecstatic love, like tears, shivering, perspiration, losing consciousness, hairs standing on end, and loud shouting, simultaneously manifested in his body. He could not remain steady and fell to the ground. He broke all the surrounding paraphernalia by the kicking of his feet. Nothing was spared. What happened to the opulent pond container and the nicely prepared pond? What happened to the water pots that were used for drinking water? Where did the bed fall by the kick of his feet? Out of ecstatic love, he tore apart his opulent clothes with his two hands. What happened to his opulently styled hair as he rolled on the ground and cried profusely, "O Krishna, O my Lord, O Krishna, O my life and soul, you have made my heart hard like wood or stone." He lamented and cried loudly, "In your present incarnation, I have been deceived." He fell to the ground and rolled about so forcefully that everyone thought, have his bones been broken to pieces? He shivered so vigorously out of ecstatic love that even 10 men could not hold him still. Clothes, bedding, water pots, bowls, and all other paraphernalia were smashed by the kicking of his feet. There was not a single item spared. After manifesting ecstatic symptoms for some time in this way, he remains there, lying unconscious. That's from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Kanda, chapter 7, verses 78 to 92. This incident proves that Vaishnav darshan is not obtained merely by observing the external appearance of a Vaishnav. Seeing all these ecstatic symptoms on the body of Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, Gadadhar Pandit realized that Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi was a great Vaishnav. Worried that he had committed an offense unto Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, he resolved to accept Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi as his spiritual master and thus atone for his offense. Today is the appearance day of Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. All right, so it is 8:32. And so we will stop here. I think we were able to touch on everything. Saraswati Puja, Vasanta-pañcamī. Sorry, I read everything in a kind of a strange order, though. Would have been good to end with Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī. I thought it was going to be longer, though. Oh, wait. There's Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī. Let's see if there's something about... Yes, okay. There's a little something about Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Gosvāmī. So let's read this and then we'll end. This is really mixed up, my reading, I mean. Okay. Śrīla Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Śrīla Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Gosvāmī Mahārāja was from Godrum. He was a young boy. Śrīla Thakur Bhakti Vinod used to give him 2 kartals. Interesting. So, Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur used to give him 2 kartals and send him out, instructing him to sing the kirtan, Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Upon his return, Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur would give him prasad. It's very sweet. On the instruction of Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he took Harinam from Śrīla Krishnadas Babaji. That's Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur's disciple, whose samadhi is next to Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur's in Godrum. Later on, Śrīla Krishnadas Babaji said to Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he said, as per your instruction, I gave him Harinam, but I am not qualified to give him Diksha. So Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur asked him to take Diksha from Śrīla Prabhupada. Śrīla Parvata Mahāraja's speech was quite harsh, hence people were not as inclined to hear from him. Once he gave a talk in a school in Kaptipada, Orissa. He said, what should I speak? What will these people understand? They are not yet educated. How will they understand if they are uneducated? The teachers and the king of Kaptipada were also present there, and they all opposed him. Suspecting that the upset citizens might try to attack him that night, the sevaks of Śrīla Parvata Mahārāja suggested, you don't need to go. We will go and do kirtan and come back. But Śrīla Mahārāja did not agree. He said, Guruji sent us to preach, not to spoil the preaching. Due to my mistake in delivering the speech, if somebody beats me, I will tolerate it. Regardless, I will go there. At the beginning of his speech, he asked his audience, what is akshar gyan? This material world is a kshara vastu, a destructible object. Brahma is indestructible. Bhagavan is not part of this material world. Krishna Bhakti is transcendental to the material world. This is the real knowledge, and those who do not know this, are therefore considered uneducated. Hearing his speech, people were astonished to hear what Mahārāja actually meant by education and appreciated his explanation. Later, Mahārāja established a mat in the same place. Wow. In another instance, he took the mud from the place where Śrīla Prabhupada was sitting when he had gone to preach and used that dust to establish a temple in Udala. Later, having met with an accident, traveling became very difficult for him. Still, he used to sit in a bullock cart or use a stick and travel for preaching without complaining. He never stopped preaching. He was very strict. He used to give 1 cup, 100 grams of wheat flour to his sevak to make 4 rotis for him. Once his sevak made 5 very thin rotis. Seeing this, Mahārāja chastised them heavily. He said, I asked you to make 4. Why did you make 5? The sevak explains, I did not add more flour, but with the same amount, I made thin rotis so it would be easier for you to mix with milk. Mahārāja would not accept this. He simply said, you are trying to feed me more and kill me. In reality, he wanted to teach his sevak that one should follow Guru's order exactly without the slightest deviation. Even though his sevaks feared him, nevertheless, their service attitude was so remarkable. They took very good care of him, especially when he was paralyzed. They would clean his toilet, carry him, feed him, and so on. So I have deep respect for all of his servants. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj used to say to his servants, I feel like embracing you for your Guru Seva. After he disappeared, they used to celebrate their annual function on his disappearance day. Our Guru Maharaj would attend that function. Later, Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj and I used to go every year. It is not possible to mention all the details in one day. Therefore, I will tell more at another time. I just touched upon all these points because it will be an offense if I fail to honor them on their titi. So I remember them today and I offer my dandavat pranams to them, seeking their mercy. Jai Ho. Okay, so with that, we will end our reading for today. And tomorrow we will continue on from reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Jaya Swaparshara, Jai Gaura Hari, Swaparshara, Jai Gaura Hari, Jai Swaparshara, Śrīla Prabhupada, Swaparshara, Śrīla Prabhupada, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Oh, Rukmini Didi reminded me. Okay, let's do sorry, I forgot. Okay. If anybody needs to go, you can go now. Oh yeah, okay, we'll sing that like I mentioned in the beginning. I'll stay true to my word. Big text. Let's find it. Okay. So we're gonna sing the song Varaja Vipine and Shatakoti Gopi by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur or Vasanta-pañcamī. Wait 1 second, let me just fix the sound. There. Original sound for musicians so that you can hear the mridanga. And let's find this. Shatakoti Gopi. No, Varaja Vipine. Varaja Vipine. Okay. This is from the Radhashtak. In this next Gaudiya Giti Gucha that's coming up, we're including all the songs of Radhashtak. This is like I think songs 6 and 7, if I remember correctly. But just yesterday I translated Mahabhav Chintamani, the song that comes before this. Okay, I guess I'll read the translation first so that we know what we're singing. Okay. In the forests of Raj, along the banks of the Yamuna, there are enchanting platforms beautifully decorated with flowers. Varieties of fruit trees and creepers give satisfaction to the eyes. On them, many birds sing sweetly. A cooling breeze from the Malaya hills blows gently, and a swarm of bumblebees wanders about in search of honey. The full moon of the spring season continuously distributes its soothing rays out of love. At such a time, the supreme relisher of nectarian mellows, Muralidhar Shri Krishna, begins the ras dance. In the midst of millions of lovely cowherd damsels, Shri Hari blissfully dances with Shri Radha. Singing beautiful songs, the enchantress of Madhav captivates the minds of all living beings. All moving and non-moving beings are enchanted by the chaste Shri Radha, who has defeated the pride of Chandravali. After churning Vrajkishore's heart, Radharani disappears from the Vasanti Ras. Bhakti Vinod foresees trouble. In the absence of Radha, the Ras dance has now stopped. And then the next song is, millions of lovely cowherd damsels are unable to keep Madhav's attention. Despite their great endeavor to do so, the flute song calls the name of Radhika. Come here, Radhe, petitions Sham. When he goes in search of Shri Radha, the Ras dance comes to a halt. Exclaiming, "O Radha, please save my life by giving me your darshan," Kana weeps in the forest. Embracing Shri Radha and reconciling with her in a secluded grove, Shri Hari revives his life. He says, "Without you, what is the question of performing ras? Only because of you do I live in Vraj." Weeping at the lotus feet of this Radhika, Bhakti Vinod says, "Please count me among your personal associates and keep me as your maidservant." We'll just sing this one time through because it's so late. So I'm not going to do lead-in response. We'll just sing it together. Avaraja vipine yamuna kule mancha manohara shobhita Vanaspati lata tushaye aankhi tarupari koto dakaye pakhi Malaya ya nila vahaye dhire Ali kula madhu lobhete fire Vasanti raka udu patada Komude bitare adare sada Komude bitare adare sada Emata shamaye rasika vara Aram dilo rasa murali dhara Shata koti gopi माझे तेहारी राधा सहनाचे आनंद कोरी राधा सहनाचे आनंद कोरी माधव मोहिनी गाया गीता हरिलो सकल जगत चिता स्थावर जंगम मोहिला सती Araolo Chandravālira mate Omati avaraja kishoraman Antarita hoy radha thokon Bhakti vinod paramadagane Rasa bhangala aji radha bihane Rasa bhangala aji radha bihane Shatakoti gopi Madhavaman Rakhite narilo Kori jata na Benu gite dake Radhika naam Esho esho radhe dakaye sham Esho esho radhe dakaye sham Bhangiya shirasa mandala tabe Radhayan deshane Chalaye jabe Dekha diya radhe Rakho ho pran Dekha diya radhe Rakho ho pran Boliya kandaye kanane kan Boliya kandaye kanane kan Nirjana kanane radhare dori Miliya paran judai hari Bole to ho bina kahar ras Radhe to ho bina kahar ras To lage mora mara javas To lage mora mara javas Eheno radhika charana tale Bhakti vinod kandiya bole Tua gana maje amare gani Tua gana maje amare gani Kinkori kori yara koya pani Kinkori kori yara koya pani Varaja vipine jamona kule Mancha manohar shobita phule Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jai Śrī Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jai Śrī Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Guru Deva ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Śrī Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Bhāratī Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Śrīla Bhakti Balavatirtha Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Śrīla Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Śrīla Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shatashmar Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tiruvav Titi ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shmar what is it? My brain just went blank all of a sudden. Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tiruvav Titi ki jai. Swaparshad Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Śrīla Baladevi Vijabhushan Prabhu ki jai. Śrīla Viṣvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tiruvav Titi ki jai. Jai Śrī Narottam Srinivas Ramananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki jai. Śrī Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Śrī Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dāsa Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Śrī Svarūpa Damodar Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirvav Titi ki jai. Śrī Viṣṇupriya-devī ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirvav Titi ki jai. Jai Śrī Raghunandana Ṭhākura ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirvav Titi ki jai. Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Saraswati Puja ki jai. Shri Vasanta-pañcamī ki jai. Shri Radha Govinda Vasanti Raslila ki jai. Rasyatra ki jai. Sarva Vraja Devi Gana ki jai. Raseshwari Shri Vrishabhanunandini Shrimati Radha Thakurani ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyaya Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Dandavat pranams. Rukmini Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi on Zoom, and then on YouTube and Facebook, Kishore Prabhu, Hari Priya Didi, Mahi Bharat Prabhu, Dandavat pranams Prabhu, Ganga Mataji, Kishore Prabhu, Raseshwari Mataji, Sudevi Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi, Vangsiwala Prabhu, and Shama Priya Didi, Shama Priya Mataji, I mean, and so many devotees. Wow, a lot of people joined today. Thank you so much for joining. And tomorrow we are going to continue on with this very exciting reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat. We're reading about the big opposition, Nagar Sankirtan, opposition to the Kazi. First time Mahaprabhu is going out and dancing in public in front of all the residents of Navadvip. in huge, insanely huge Nagar Sankirtan. Yeah, it's such an exciting chapter. So we're going to continue reading from that tomorrow. I hope you can all join for that. All right. Thank you so much for staying till the end, even though today was a very long reading. I went almost 2 hours. Oh my God. All right. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Hare Bol. I'm happy we were able to read about each one of these personalities. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it, but we did it. All right. Oh, and Shubhananda was saying, Akshar Gyan and education relation unique on this very Panchami day. Yes. All right. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat pranams.